let's see, this is the RiderNav, I think, 7-inch navigation device for Apple CarPlay and Android CarPlay. We'll see how it looks coming out of the box. Alright. Packaging looks pretty good. Nothing unusual noted. Alright, the manual and device. Very much like Chiggy and other devices I've had. Alright. This does look like it's an adapter on the back for BMW, but it comes pre-assembled, so you don't have to attach it. But the fit and finish, it's not flimsy, very solid, very much like a Garmin or a Chiggy device. It's got a screen protector on it. There's really not much to it. It does come with a tool that I'm going to guess is to open up the USB port. So it is a little Torx screw. Yeah, and it says right here there's a USB port here. And then this looks like it's an SD card slot here. So I think the next thing to do is to read the manual. Nah, forget that. Let's put it on the bike and let's see how it looks. And so just for comparison, here's the 5-inch Chiggy. Here's the 6-inch Chiggy, and then here's the 7-inch RiderNav. And this here you can see all three of them together to get a sense of the difference in size. 5-inch for me is a little too small. The 6-inch is really perfect, but this would be the first time trying the 7-inch. My only concern with the 7-inch is that it doesn't block the view of the TFT, so we'll find out. Alright, so here we have the RiderNav. We're going to put it onto the bike and we'll see how this guy, how it powers on. Alright. Alright, we're going to go for English. TC +8. Connect now. Alright, so the one thing I can see straight away is that it does block the view of my TFT screen. The bottom of it. And maybe I can angle this a little bit more, but it blocks my distance to empty and the riding mode and the TFT icon. So the bottom of this is even with the very top of the tachometer bar down here. That's kind of a bummer. I didn't want it to block the view of the TFT. It's also probably what adds to that is I'm using a tall seat because I'm a bigger rider. If I had a more standard seat, it would probably be down lower where I would see it. So that's probably just how I have the bike set up. And let's see, CarPlay. Let's go to the iPhone. And let's go to Bluetooth. And we're looking for RiderNav. There it is. Allow contacts to sync. Connecting. Allow CarPlay. Ooh, that is a big screen. So yeah, so now it looks like it's in business. I can put my phone in my tank bag. Let's go to music. Let's go to downloads. Feels pretty responsive. Music playlist. Little Steve Miller. Nice. And go to Waze. That looks good. Go to other apps. So like this screen is nice because everything's so big. This actually is a usable map on the 5-inch screen. It's like an icon. But then I can go this way. Yeah, all right. I think I like it. All right, we're going to start it up. And TFT is on. The RiderNav logo's there, not very bright. We are in the middle of day sunlight. It's gotten brighter. I'm still waiting for the CarPlay to come on. I'm going to start the bike. And the CarPlay's on. So starting the bike didn't cause it to reboot, which some of the older CarPlay units I've seen do. Yeah, screen looks bright, direct sunlight. I'll give you an example. This Android phone is about 900 nits of brightness, and this is brighter than that. And it looks comparable to the TFT screen. So I like the Apple CarPlay setup. Like when I'm near my house, I can see the garage door. I can hit that button to close the garage door. All right, let's go for a ride. We're going to take the bike out and see how the RiderNav looks while I'm out riding. So one of the first things I noticed was that the screen being very glossy was very reflective in the sunlight. You can see the Android phone is also glossy and reflective as well. You could still see everything on the screen just fine. It just was, I wish it was a matte finish and less glossy. That would have been better. And going back to the overall display, it's nice to have a large screen, but as you can see, it does block the very top of the TFT display on the GSA. And for me, it's probably because I have the tall seat installed, which means I'm sitting higher anyway. If I was on a standard seat, it probably wouldn't block it. So, you can attribute that to my bike setup. For me, if I had to choose between the 5-inch screen that worked and didn't block the TFT versus the 7-inch screen that blocks it a little bit, I would opt for the 7-inch screen because it's just a better display. And I don't have to take my eyes off the road as much to focus and drill down on the data that's on my screen that I'm trying to follow. So for that, I like it. The screen is super responsive and the system is fast and there's no lagging or delays. It works perfectly with the gloves, so there's no issue there. The only issue I had with the Chigi, the 6-inch, the AIO6 LTE, was that for my particular cradle, it didn't sit real well and it was constantly rebooting. And I first learned that when I rode it off-road and I was on very bumpy ground. So let me take it to some dirt and see how it does. All right, so here I am on a local Jeep trail, and it's pretty bumpy, as you would expect on a dirt road. And I had no issues with the RiderNav. It stayed connected to the cradle and the BMW electronics and computer the entire time. Didn't reboot, didn't flicker off, which was the problem I had with the Chigi.
So as far as I'm concerned, this is a pretty solid unit, and I'm really happy with the price point. With the discount that somebody provided me, it came out to about $285. So compared to what's out there on the market, it's got the build quality of a Garmin device or a Chigi in terms of the fit and finish of the device itself. But the price point is not like in the $500-600 price point. It's a below $300, and I think that's a great value. And one other thing I forgot to mention was that with the way that this has an adapter on the back, when it sits in the cradle, it's actually about an inch to an inch and a half outward from the BMW cradle than, say, the BMW Navigator or the Chigi 5-inch. So what it means is that if you need to reach out to touch the screen to control the device on the screen, you don't have to reach as far. And I didn't think it would be such a big deal, but actually that extra inch to inch and a half that the device pushes outward from the cradle actually makes a big difference. Makes it much easier to reach. You're not moving as far from where your hands are sitting on the handlebars to the device and then back again. It's noticeable, and I think it's a positive. So I think I'm going to keep the RiderNav. I give it a thumbs up. They didn't provide this to me. I bought it, paid cash for it, and so this is a real honest opinion of it that's not influenced by anyone. If you have any questions, just leave me some comments below, and I'll try and answer them for you. Anyway, thanks for following along.